India and the world has been battling the COVID-19 pandemic for more than a year. Compared to many of the developed countries, India has been lauded for its management of the COVID-19 pandemic. On this episode of Life and Science with Pallav Bagla, we meet the key person who helped India manage the COVID-19 pandemic. India's Health Minister and Science Minister, Dr. Harsh Vardhan, an ENT surgeon who banished the polio virus from India.
2020 will be remembered not only for COVID, but it will also be remembered as the year of science, where the scientific accomplishments and the contributions of the Indian scientific community, they have been exemplary. I think that is something which we have in our DNA as Indians. I think.
So when there is a crisis, we seem to rise up very well.
Otherwise also, but of course India has shown it on number of occasions that when India decides, it delivers,
Correct.
It does it, and it fulfills the aspirations of the people.
When you took the vaccine, did you have any hesitancy and did you face any troubles post-vaccine?
No, not even an iota of hesitancy and not even an iota of any side effect of any nature. I experienced, and I have spoken to hundreds and thousands of people, and neither anywhere I have actually heard of people having any significant side effect around these vaccines. You know, the side effects which have been very, very minor, they also have been just like 0.00043% or so.
Indian scientists have given a made in India vaccine and a make in India vaccine, which is helping not only vaccinate Indians but save the world through vaccine maitri. India protecting itself and protecting the world in the true spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. India is battling with the COVID-19 pandemic. One person who has played a critical role in India's fight against COVID-19 is Dr. Harsh Vardhan. Namaskar, Dr. Sahab. Thanks a lot for finding time with us. Dr. Harsh Vardhan is an ENT surgeon, well known for having vanquished the polio virus from India. So the polio man fighting India's battle against the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Dr. Harsh Vardhan, what is your assessment of the COVID-19 pandemic as we are going through just now?
I think broadly I would say that we are into the second year of the pandemic now. The whole story started in the first week of January when WHO had first time reported this virus and its presence in China. And since then we have been working on it. Our first advisory went out of the Health Ministry on 17th of January. So we are almost into the I would say 15th month since the pandemic, and the pandemic has affected the whole world in a big way. It has been a very, very tough year for the whole of humanity all across the globe. But on any parameter, when we even analyze the progress of India's fight against COVID objectively, we can very safely conclude that India's performance in its fight against COVID has been far, far superior and better than most of the countries of the whole world, including the developed nations. We have one of the best recovery rates. We have one of the lowest fatality rates on any parameter, whether it is cases per million, whether it is tests per million, whether it is deaths per million, or whether it is ensuring that we are able to even provide vaccines to the people of
So we'll
India.
come to vaccines a little later. What is the reason for our case fatality rate and the numbers being lower?
I think I would say that right from the day one, if you remember and recall, my first case in India on COVID, around COVID was on 30th of January, and from the day one we have been laying a lot of emphasis on, you see, early diagnosis, contact tracing, surveillance, putting lakhs of people under surveillance at any point of time, ensuring isolation, quarantine, giving early treatment, and strengthening and providing facility for testing all across the country. You see, today we started our journey with a single lab, and today we have more than 2,400 laboratories in the country. Anywhere in this country, if you travel,
And we are in a Department of Biotechnology laboratory.
if you travel 3 kilometers in this country, 97% of the country, you will find a lab, whether in the government or the private sector. And please remember that this is the same country where only 8 years back, this virus testing, the swab used to be sent to CDC
CDC,
Atlanta.
I remember, sir.
And we have been able to isolate the virus, we have been able to isolate the mutation, we have been able to create these lab facilities, we have been able to indigenously develop all these testing kits, we have created biorepositories, and we have, like everything, we have done genome sequencing, and like handling COVID is like a movement in this country. Everybody means right now we are facing some issues around the people not following the COVID appropriate behavior so sincerely, because they have a pseudo confidence after the vaccine has emerged that probably it's not their duty right now to be very strict about following the COVID appropriate norms. But overall, I would say the country has learned to fight COVID. People as a society, it has been a whole of government, it has been a whole of society, and it has been a whole of, you see, the medical professionals, the scientists, everyone has contributed in a big way. So I would express a significant amount of satisfaction, though I feel so sorry from the depth of my heart about the loss of lives even in India, though our fatality rate may be minimum. But I would still say that for one person who dies in one family, for him or her, the fatality rate is like 100%.
Yes.
And we have lost so many of our COVID warriors, we have lost so many of our doctors, nurses, frontline workers, and even for that matter, so many of our journalists like you,
true,
who have been working at ground zero level. So they are all these COVID warriors. So that is one sad part of the whole thing.
See, you are yourself a physician and a surgeon. That Indians face so many infections at various kinds. We are in a tropical country. Do you think that gave us some immunity?
It may be difficult to say that, but I would say that we have been at least able to handle things in a far better way with our lot of experience, in spite of being a big country where we have a population of 1.35 billion. You know, we have the experience of having eradicated disease like smallpox. We could eradicate polio, where we were 60% of the whole cases of the whole world. We have a robust universal immunization program where crores of children are being immunized against a dozen vaccines. We have launched one of the biggest measles rubella immunization programs. So many things we have, and we have handled you see viruses like Ebola, swine flu, MERS, so many we have handled, and with a robust integrated disease surveillance system in the country, and with so much that is being done through our National Center for Disease Control and its various you see branches in the sense that at all district levels we have rapid response teams, we have surveillance teams, and at any point of time lakhs of people were under active surveillance. 2020 will be remembered not only for COVID, but it will also be remembered as the year of science, where the scientific accomplishments and the contributions of the Indian scientific community, they have been exemplary.
India Science Channel was launched in the year 2019 by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. The internet-based dedicated science web channel is being implemented and managed by Vigyan Prasar, committed towards science communication. The channel features science documentaries, discussions on current topics, interviews, and different programs covering the entire landscape of science and technology to make science popular among the masses.
India Science is a flagship project of Vigyan Prasar. And over a year and a half, we have produced more than 1,200 videos of different sizes, lengths, and are from different genre and for different domains for the people of the country. We've spoken, we've dived deep into the realms of different domains of science and technology, and we have gotten news, stories, films, videos, in almost every format that you can think of. OTT, for that matter, is a great platform that helps anybody to look for any news, any item, any video, any documentary at any point in time. All you need to do is to subscribe a channel for it.
One can also download India Science mobile app from Google Play Store or Apple Store to view this channel.
Let me ask you. I remember Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee calling you Swasthvardhan, and your role in the polio eradication is etched in stone. Was there learnings from the polio virus and the way you handled eradication of that has come handy in COVID-19?
Yeah, of course, I would certainly say that it has certainly helped, because I have been working in the health sector. It's now the 5th decade. I entered medical school in the 70s, and after having finished my graduation, post-graduation for a decade, I worked with the medical associations, then as health minister for 5 years in Delhi, and during that time I had the privilege to conceive and work for a polio-free India, and then which I continued with that mission while working with WHO, working for all the Southeast Asian countries. I had been on all the national, international committees for polio eradication at the Geneva level and all the international levels. So all that experience certainly helps. And then I have seen the development of the National Polio Surveillance Project from its infancy stage, when the WHO supported this project in India, the development of the Integrated Disease Surveillance Project in India.
How robust is the system of surveillance?
I think it is very, very robust, and I can very proudly say that not even in the developed countries we have a system like this, where people are monitored, people are tracked, people are traced, where people are put under surveillance, and there is so much of, all the information being delivered to portals, and then that information being used in the most scientific manner, so many advisories being given, so many inputs from experts of all nature producing those advisories, and the way the states also have religiously followed our advisories, and for anything that happens in this country right now in the field of health, the states also look at the center, and they have faith in our advisories, and they have confidence in the ability of the center to be guiding them properly. So I think it has been everybody's support and cooperation which has ultimately helped us in basically successfully handling COVID also, and whatever we could do in India, it has been appreciated, and on record. It has been lauded, our efforts have been lauded all across the globe and including even by the World Health Organization and other international bodies. So it gives us immense satisfaction.
You are wearing a Swasa mask made by IIT Kanpur. How have the Indian scientific institutions risen to the occasion?
I think that is they have done a fantastic job. I think words cannot describe that, and I have said it on number of occasions that 2020 will be remembered not only for COVID, but it will also be remembered as the year of science, where the scientific accomplishments and the contributions of the Indian scientific community, they have been exemplary. They have risen to the occasion, and every scientist, irrespective of the mandate that he was supposed to be working on, he rose to the occasion, and they were working on ventilators, they were working on tests, they were working on kits, they were working on drug discoveries, they were working on repurposing, they were working on genome sequencing, they were working on isolation of viruses, they were working on vaccine development. They were working on virtually everything. That was the need of the hour to help in contributing to the fight against COVID. So I think we feel proud of our scientists, and as a science and technology minister, I have seen the work that they have done, because I have monitored all of them very closely and continuously. So I feel, you see, absolutely, you see, proud of them, so thoroughly proud of them, and they have done a great job. Their contribution, like the contribution of the COVID warriors, doctors and other nurses, will be recorded in golden letters in history.
The same way, physicians and doctors, see, I did not see any kind of hesitancy on part of doctors in treating Indians, whereas there was so much trouble in European countries and American countries. How did that happen?
I think that is part of our DNA. You see, we always, I'm myself a doctor, I know, and doctors in this country feel that this is a blessing of God to have become a doctor, and serving humanity is something that is their, you see, solemn duty. And that is what they have done. I think all through this crisis, we have seen doctors and healthcare workers putting their heart and soul into it. And more than the doctors, I would like to pay my tributes to the mothers of these doctors, to the brothers and sisters of these doctors, to the family members who never, you see, stopped any medical professional from fulfilling his duty. Correct. Or going to the hospital.
Correct.
They, although these family members were seeing many COVID warriors and doctors losing their life, getting sick and facing all sorts of troubles, but in spite of that, neither the family members nor the doctors, they were all fulfilled their duty with a thorough sense of commitment, dedication, sincerity, or you see, this thing, dedication, honesty and truthfulness. So it is, I would say, hats off to our Indian doctors and nurses, and in fact ably supported by other staff in the hospital settings and the frontline workers, our police people, our people who are manning our containment zones and other zones. So it is, I think, that is something which we have in our DNA as Indians. I think.
No, when there is a crisis, we seem to rise up very well.
Otherwise also, but of course India has shown it on number of occasions that when India decides, it delivers. Correct. It does it, and it fulfills the aspirations of the people. So and more than that, I would say that we were blessed to have the leadership of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, who was leading from the front, who was advising us, who was guiding us, who was monitoring things, and who was like following things very, very regularly, very, very passionately, and even the minutest of things he was like monitoring all through the year. So that was.
How is it like working with Prime Minister Narendra Modi?
I think it is a great privilege, because he is a extraordinary leader, extraordinary human being. I have seen his heart beat for the poor people of this country. I have seen his heart actually beating and weeping for the farmers of this country, for the laborers of this country, and I think it is his mission to see that he can, you see, uplift the the poorest of the poor, the have-nots and the downtrodden. And he is a visionary leader who has delivered in Gujarat, who is now delivering in India, and all the time planning, thinking, putting his new ideas, converting it into mission programs, and then implementing them, and then not only getting them implemented but also monitoring the implementation of those programs very meticulously. And I think he is a very visionary leader, and his leadership has not been only accepted by India, but it has been recognized and acknowledged by the leadership all across the globe also.
Let's talk a little bit about the vaccine. We are standing in an institution which is part of the Department of Biotechnology, which has played a key role in the vaccine development. How did you, through the health ministry, the science ministry, the industry, manage to give India a vaccine in less than 8 months? It takes decades to make a vaccine.
You see, right from the beginning, we had been working on it. I had the privilege to have the leadership of both the departments, but of course, it has been the leadership of the Prime Minister himself. You know, he even visited these, vaccine manufacturing
Yes, both in Hyderabad and Pune he visited.
institutions also. And he has also been inspiring the scientists to work hard around this. And I have also been monitoring everything quite regularly. And we in the health ministry and in the science ministry and in the biotechnology and with the industry, we have been working very, very closely, monitoring things regularly. We supported them financially also. The Prime Minister also helped us. You know, the biotechnology, we created a fund of 900 crore rupees to help the cause of vaccine development in this country, supported a lot of startups, and even now the other vaccines which are in the various stages of.
How many vaccines do we have under? 2 have been released. One.
Two have been released, but you see, I would say half a dozen maybe in the clinical trial stages, and then at least many more must be in preclinical trials. So they're all in various stages of research and development. We have always believed even fruits of science, they have to be enjoyed globally.
India Science Channel was launched in the year 2019 by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. The internet-based dedicated science web channel is being implemented and managed by Vigyan Prasar, committed towards science communication. The channel features science documentaries, discussions on current topics, interviews, and different programs covering the entire landscape of science and technology to make science popular among the masses.
India Science is a flagship project of Vigyan Prasar. And over a year and a half, we have produced more than 1,200 videos of different sizes, lengths, and from different genre and for different domains for the people of the country. We've taken, we have spoken, we've gotten, we've dived deep into the realms of different domains of science and technology, and we have gotten news, stories, films, videos in almost every format that you can think of. OTT, for that matter, is a great platform that helps anybody to look for any news, any item, any video, any documentary at any point in time. All you need to do is to subscribe a channel for it.
One can also download India Science mobile app from Google Play Store or Apple Store to view this channel.
Both of us have taken the Covaxin, which is the Made in India, Make in India, indigenous strain, indigenous development vaccine. When you took the vaccine, did you have any hesitancy and did you face any troubles post-vaccine?
No, not even an iota of hesitancy and not even an iota of any side effect of any nature. I experienced, and I have spoken to hundreds and thousands of people, and neither anywhere I have actually heard of people having any significant side effect around these vaccines. You know, the side effects which have been very, very minor, they also have been just like 0.00043% or so.
Now, how can we increase the pace of vaccination? Today, I see the health sector has delivered. Most people are getting, who need the vaccine, it is available to them. But how can we increase the capacity so that we can reach what is called herd immunity?
You see, we have tried to address all issues related to vaccine hesitancy right from the very beginning. And today, I think to a large extent, there is no significant vaccine hesitancy for that matter. Although people keep their vested interest, they have their misinformation campaigns, etc., etc. But there is a need for a Jan Andolan to strengthen the vaccine delivery mechanisms, and in fact we need to have more and more people get involved in actually motivating others. And this is where the Prime Minister and the party president, they had appealed to all our BJP workers. Today itself in Chandigarh in the morning I was part of a function where I saw that our BJP workers, they have been going to the homes of the older parents and bringing them physically to the vaccination centers and helping them get registered on the CoWIN platform, see that they are vaccinated, and then they are observed, and then they are sent back home. So the society also has to rise to the occasion.
Sure.
And ensure that they are also contributing for the delivery of vaccine to as many people as possible.
So there is one on vaccine. Not only is India saving Indians, but we are also giving vaccines to needy countries across the world through vaccine maitri, which sometimes people call vaccine diplomacy. How effective is that? And do you think we should be doing that?
Why not? You see, you have to appreciate for ages our DNA says that the whole world is a family, and everyone is a member of that family. And we have always believed, even our great scientists used to believe, that the fruits of science, they have to be enjoyed globally. And that's why you remember that some of our scientists in the in our ancient strong glorious wisdom, they will never even take patents, because they thought that whatever they have delivered, it is for the whole of the world. And technology, we always say, could be local, but science has to be universal. And keeping in with the tradition and the DNA that we Indians enjoy, we have to help the whole world also. But we have struck a good quality balance. The 76 countries which have been helped with 6 crore doses till now, I think it is not at the expense of our own people.
Sure.
So that also has been taken care of, and I think there is a huge amount of respect that has further got strengthened all across the world for this, you would say, gesture from our Prime Minister Modi. You can call it vaccine maitri, whatever you want to call it, but it is, I think,
Vasudeva Kutumbakam.
I think that was our duty to have helped people.
You've taken the vaccine now, first dose, but even during the stiffest lockdown, I saw you working through the lockdown. Did you fear the virus at any point? Did you fear that you're going into a hospital and you would have any kind of infection?
No, honestly speaking, there was no fear in the sense that, you see, that was part of my duty. As a health minister, I have to ensure that I am overseeing everything. I'm seeing directly that everything is in order. So unless I go and see, how will I be able to appreciate the issues and the problems, and how will I be able to produce the remedial solutions? So I visited each and every hospital, each and every ICU, each and every place where there were COVID patients. But I always ensured that I never compromised on the COVID appropriate behavior. And of course, I know that if you try to fulfill your responsibility, sincerely and diligently, you also have to have faith in God, and I enjoyed the blessing of God all through COVID.
When do you think the pandemic will end?
It may be difficult to give a particular date, but I think if personally I feel that if the people are sincere enough to continue or pursue the COVID appropriate behavior significantly, then we are towards the end of the pandemic. But this all whatever we see right now, things all the numbers growing in some of the states, maybe 6-7 states have 85-86% of the numbers. It is all because of you see casual approach of the people. People have a false sense of this thing, their belief that now the COVID is probably over. Now they need to relax. There is no problem. They have got the vaccine now, as if solution has been found about COVID. So that you see misimpression, wrong impression that has probably been created or been wrongly perceived, it needs to change, and people have to be very strongly supporting the COVID appropriate behavior and strengthening the Jan Andolan around vaccinations.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Harshvardhan, for finding time and speaking to us.
Yes.
Always a delight and pleasure listening to you, learning from you every time how an India-wide approach is being taken for controlling the COVID-19 pandemic. And there is no doubt that India has done much better than some of the very endowed countries. And your leadership as a doctor, a physician, I'm sure somewhere it has helped. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We will continue talking to you, and I hope people will follow COVID appropriate behavior.
Thank you, Pallav ji.
Thank you. So on this episode of Life and Science with Pallav Bagla, an understanding on how India managed the COVID-19 pandemic. It is remarkable that a country of over 1.3 billion people has faced minimum fatalities, the lowest fatalities in the world, and the infection rate is low. In 8 months, Indian scientists delivered a vaccine, a remarkable achievement. Like Dr. Harshvardhan says, this has been a year of science. Keep watching India Science.